Howdy. I didn't know you were sitting out here still.
Where'd I put my keys? Oh, crap. Jesse, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I got stuff for you at the house.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta go first thing in the morning get gas because I'm almost empty.
Yeah,
If my little tank goes on, I've got problems.
right. Did you see what we got done today?
Huh?
I got back over there and put 2 more of those panels on, so the whole bottom is done. We just got to do the top and the roof on the top.
I thought the bottom was done.
It wasn't all the way, no. Now it is, though.
Oh, okay. Because when I got home, all across,
Yeah,
all that was all done, and all around the thing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well.
yeah.
So smart, you can escape.
No.
They like to burn and cut.
Did they pass out agendas?
Not yet, I don't think so.
I thought you said
James Baker. Baker. Mike Davis. He's right there. He's right there. On this side of the table. The one with the white hair and the glasses.
That's what I asked.
That's Trent.
Now we've got 66. Gathered dust, you never drive it. Yeah, it's gathered dust, you never drive it.
that's a dick subject.
I know where it was. We're sitting on the side of the road. Been sitting there.
They charge us. Do you know if the police report got the money?
Yeah, really,
I don't ever shoot the county, but you know what they charge us? We had to have, keep at least 1,200 in there. You know what that's going on last year? Oh, that's this $10 a month, so that's what we came up with, $1,200. So that hasn't changed.
And it's 10.
Yeah, the one that got me earlier today.
Remember all the repairs up there.
First place. Oh, yeah. I thought you meant first place, like blue ribbons, you know?
I love the video. I had to watch it again, and it's hilarious. In the one part, you're like, he didn't even give him a fucking chance to lie. That was about the only funny part, but that was kind of funny.
What time is it?
It's a little after 7. Right at it. Right at 7.
We'll call the meeting to order. If you would please, March 12th, 2024. If you would please stand and we will
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the beautiful weather you've given us, Lord. We thank you for this meeting place. We just ask you to bless it, Lord, bless this meeting, bless each and every one of us, and keep our neighborhood safe. Lord, we just ask you to guide and direct us through it all. Lord, we give you the honor and the glory, and we praise you. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
we'll start out tonight. I don't think this will be a very long meeting, but all the information will be very, very important to be read through summer. So if we could, please, we'll move on to Hilda, if you give us a roll call.
Brett Hunter,
Here.
Sean Trammell,
Here.
Vonda Ackerson, James Baker, Michael Davis,
Here.
Sammy Keane,
Here.
Tommy Matthews,
Here.
Rick Vaughn,
Rick called, I'll discuss that.
okay, and Kathy Reichert, called,
Right.
Wayne Sellers,
Here.
Charlie Thompson,
Here.
Terry Hester, here, Vicki Olson, oh gosh, Vicki Sellers, here. Bill Grimm, Judy Grimm, here, and Stephanie Watson.
Okay. Thank you, Hilda. So request the board to approve excused members. I'll call this, we have a motion. Motion. Second. Motion and a second. Motion by James, second by Charlie. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We've got some information. Rick Palm has resigned, and so has Kathy Reichert resigned. So that would leave a couple of spaces on the board. What I'd like to do, we've already brought one member up to the board. Rick was also brought up. So I'd like to bring Judy Grimm to fill Kathy Reichert's spot on the board. And I think with that being said, we still will be down one member. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so Judy, welcome to the board. Okay, so board members, you have a copy of the agenda. We have a motion. Go ahead and look over the agenda. We need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Sammy, second by Charlie. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on to the members, the minutes for the February meeting. First meeting in February. The minutes for the second meeting aren't ready. They'll be ready for the April meeting. We'll approve them there on the special meeting that we had. Or wasn't really so much a special meeting, it was a call meeting. So you have the minutes, Hilda? Each board member has a copy.
I want to thank Vicki because she provided the detail that I was missing from what she reported with the bank and with the savings, interest savings account. So thank you, and I would encourage all of you who have those types of things to send me your meeting notes so that I can really include them. Now, you're sending your notes directly to the website, right? Shatrivo, your, no?
I give it to the board, and the board chooses.
Okay. Do I need to do anything with this report?
We don't need to do this report.
Good. Okay, so, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Board members, you have a copy of the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes for February.
Motion by Charlie. Second by Wayne. Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll move on now to the secretary report. Anything else to
Nope.
report? Okay. We'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, as of the end of February, February 29th, the Seacoast checking account, which is our working fund, was down to $13,885.89. Our reserve savings account was $50,050.80. And our membership account was up to $137,754 for a total of $201,690.69. Our total expenditures for February were $8,618.26, and our total deposits was $39,929. And on the back is your P&L for the month. There's really nothing out of the ordinary. We paid some insurance, $1,179.78. Anybody have any questions on the P&L?
Straightforward.
Okay, after you approve that, I have something.
You have something else?
After you approve that.
Okay, so board members, you
Motion to
have a copy
approve.
of the financial report with the expenditures for the month, so we'll be approving all the expenditures for February. So you're making a motion, Charlie?
Making a motion to approve the financial report.
Second, Mr. Trammell. We have any discussion on the financial report? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay.
Last month, the board gave me verbal approval to open up a CD at Seacoast with better interest rates. So the end of last week, that was established, and it was just made available today where I could see it on my screen. She moved $50,000 out of our savings account into the CD. We have to have a minimum of $500 to keep the savings account open. So she moved $450 from our working account to savings so that we'll have like an even $500 in that account. Our working fund is down to less than $10,000, and we spend anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 a month on expenses. So I was going to ask, since our membership account is up to 130, almost 139, and membership is kind of dwindling now, it's only a few coming through, can I have permission to move $136,000 out of the membership account into the working fund, so we don't have to keep doing this every few months.
Back into the checking account?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, because this is going to be your busy time too, so.
yeah, during the summer, we'll have quite a bit of expense.
Okay, board members, you want to have any discussion on that? It's the pleasure of the board. They do it. Is this about the time we do that?
Yeah, after membership dwindles down and we pretty well have most of the keys distributed, and now it's just piecemeal.
Okay. So we kind of have a motion to do that, I guess, we might as well go ahead and have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, if you would please state how you prefer the motion to read.
You're giving the treasurer permission to move $136,000 from our membership checking account to the checking account, which is our working fund.
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
Do we have a second? Second question. I'm sorry.
Just wanted to ask, do we make any?
Let's get a second, then we can discuss it. Make a second, pick with it.
My question was, does that account have any interest that it makes?
No.
It's any, okay, that's my only question.
And that, the money that was in that savings account's probably been there for 3 years, and we've made $50. So this is an opportunity that if we can renew it every 90 days if we wish, we'll make some more money off of it.
Right, that was my only question. I
Thank
didn't
you.
move out, see that there's not interest here, maybe it was something.
Okay, we have a motion second. Is there any more discussion?
Who was the second on that?
James Baker.
Okay.
Not hearing any, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Did you have anything else?
No,
Okay, welcome back.
thank you.
Ms. Sell.
I have two things to talk about. I'll talk about the big flyer down.
Okay, so you're gonna give your report, Madam President? Okay.
We're going to do our Easter thing on March 30th, 10 to 12 at Oak Park. Kids, we're going to be posting that on Facebook.
Wait, March 30th is the Easter what?
The Easter egg hunt,
Okay, and it starts at,
10 to 12.
thank you.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to discuss with the board is keys. Okay, for some reason, I don't know what's going on this year, it's taken up to 2 months for people to get their keys in the mail, which is ridiculous. I had my daughter mail something on Valentine's Day, didn't even get to her dad, never has.
Let me ask you this question before you go any further. Where are you mailing them from?
Fort White,
Fort White. Okay.
now they will keep them in-house at Fort White and mail them to Fort White people, but the rest of them has to go to Jacksonville. Even though we got non-machinable stamps on them, even though I'm putting on it 3 times non-machinable, they're still shipping them through machines. So, I've had a couple people, I believe, that has called me and told me they didn't get their keys and gave me the evidence and stuff like that. But also, I have a problem with members coming to me and saying they didn't get their keys. This one person lives in Fort White, so I know it got mailed out of Fort White. So she comes over to my house and I matched up her key. The key looks like it's about 10 years old. Doesn't even match up with this year's keys. And tells me that if I don't replace her keys, that she wants her money back. So I would like to make it where people have to pick up their keys.
Sign form.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I just haven't jumped on it yet, but
Yeah.
I'm listening.
But maybe we could do something like that, and maybe do a 2-day mail, and they're responsible for having it shipped to them, and then they have to sign for it, somehow they have to sign for it. But then they also would have to pay the postage on it.
And if they don't get it, we're not gonna replace it.
And you're not paying for a key, you're paying for a membership.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good discussion. James, you have a question?
Yeah, well, kind of like I do mine on the electronic, and there's a charge on the electronic.
Right.
So I really think it would be quite fair if somebody's not gonna pick their keys up, that they pay postage, and we can send it like an insured type
Certified
system,
receipt.
certified, yeah.
And even if they don't live here, at some point where they're gonna use that key, they're coming here.
Mhm.
And Terry's very accommodating, and if she were to go somewhere, she could leave them accessible. Just
I must have a queen sets of keys on the house that people's asked me to hold until they come down. They're still sitting on my table, I mean.
So how many incidents are you seeing?
I had 4. What really upset me was when that lady came over, and she only showed up with 1 key.
Yeah.
And I said, well, where's your other key? She goes, oh, I left it at home. But it was almost like, I don't know, I didn't believe it.
That doesn't sound,
No.
that doesn't sound right.
No.
So she should have come with 2 keys,
Yeah,
and the key that she came with sounds to me like it might have been an old key.
Mhm.
And how do we know that she didn't get her keys, not they were mailed?
yeah, out of Fort
So,
White, yeah.
That's gonna be really tough to deal with. And then as far as doing refunds, back to folks, I'm not
Which
sure
they're
how
not
to.
really paying for a key, they're paying for their membership. The keys
Correct,
are a program.
correct, correct. So the problem is that, you know, there's a lot of things could be done in kind of a fraud way with that. That could catch on if we start creating some kind of a process.
Exception.
Yeah,
Now that, this is first year that this has happened.
And you
This
stand
way.
for a key, so there's no way you
Yeah.
got an old key, cause you don't have no old keys.
Right,
No.
yeah.
Although
No,
the other in all.
Yeah, not that, but no, last year we had a problem with and some of them will even have, where I went through machine, they have an envelope, and you can see where the key was there,
Yeah.
but then the thing's ripped out. So she went back and changed the way she tapes it down to make it more secure,
Yeah,
but it's something with that machine, when it hits that, it like slices.
yeah.
The end of the envelope.
Do you-
I've been packing tape over the end of the envelope to keep them from getting shot out.
Is it the same people claiming that they didn't get their key, or is it new people?
No, it's different people on
Now,
the
the-
ones that get shot out the envelope, you know what I'm saying?
now Terry, the one person because have you resolved that yet with that one
No,
person?
I told her.
Yeah, that one person that came with
Mr. Phillip.
1 key, and she's saying that we gave her a bad key. We don't keep bad keys.
No.
They're not even mixed together.
No.
And then you said that you looked at that key, so to me, that sounds like somebody's trying to get a key, a free key. That's all I can say.
Well, I told her, I thought, well, I ain't got permission to replace keys, I have to bring it to the board. She goes, well, then I want my money back.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Tell her to bring the other key then.
See, there's now possibly 2 keys floating around, so. And so now you've got that number,
yeah,
and so the gatekeepers can track that number if it comes through, right?
yeah.
So that would be something people don't want to watch out for. But I don't know about the rest of the board, but I don't know that I would refund. What's the board say? Yeah, James?
Well, kinda like the whole issue is you pay for the membership, you don't pay for keys.
Yeah.
Keys are extra. The issue is some of these that you can quite tell that it's not a viable complaint. I think that's easy to dismiss, but anybody else, I would think maybe to require a complaint with the post office where they're supposed to receive it, where they file out, you can go to the post office, online, whatever, fill out a complaint on damaged or lost items. And if we were to ever consider replacing somebody's key, we want to see a copy of that letter. And also, if they get a key, that it's gonna have an asterisk or something else added to that key with a note. So if a gate greeter goes to check and there's a key comes up with that number, that doesn't have the asterisk, I mean, that person ended up with 4 keys.
Right.
And then they should be suspended. I mean, that's just kind of,
Well, if we make this process too easy, it'll explode.
Yeah.
No, she's been putting an R for reprints behind the new key. She puts an R, so the gatekeepers will know that if a key comes through that doesn't have an R on it, they will be confiscated.
And they also have to pick them up if I do that. I'm gonna have to do it with 2 people. But then they also brought the envelopes, Judy seen them, where you can tell it shot it out the bottom of the envelope, the key machine,
right.
or the mail machine.
Have we solved anything?
Nope.
Okay, so, but we have solved maybe one thing as it relates to that 1 key. And there was a request for a refund, and this is into March now, and there's 2 keys out there. So, what do you feel like, board members, in that regard?
Motion to deny what the bit of evidence we have. They come back with more evidence, we can readdress it, but with this evidence, I'd make a motion to deny.
Okay. Well, I think we can just do this through a consensus of the board, we don't need to actually go into that. Do all the board members feel that way?
Yeah.
Does anybody feel the other way? Then we'll go forward with that. So that would be your prerogative, Terry.
Okay, that's all I have until I get into the fish fry.
Okay, thank you, Terry. That's gonna be a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on to the, park manager's report. Bill?
I'd like to make a, first of all, announcement. Everything I do, I try to make sure that, my main job is to make sure the parks are as safe as I possibly can do. And in that entails my job. So if I see something, then I try to make sure it's taken care of, or I bring it to the board's attention. So, if I don't see something, it's very hard for me to very well take care of it, you know? So if anybody sees something, they need to mention it to a board member, and then it'll be brought to my attention. The gates have been being closed more lately, and I hope that continues through the summer. The tree was removed from Point Park. That had roots washed out from it by the ramp, the aluminum ramp that's there. There was a tree there. I call it and that was done by Mike Smith and Trey, and I really appreciate it. They had that tractor down there. There are a little bit of ruts there, but it's still wet, so when they, you know, somebody, they're not in the way of anything, they're not gonna cause any issue, and if somebody gets over in the wetlands and walks around in there, they may get muddy. So, if they feel like they wanna go over there and rake it out and fill it in, you know, that's fine. There's one issue that's at camping park that's concerning me. Beer cans and bottles, another pitcher, as well as a plastic play gun was left on the rafter of the pavilion again. Now, I don't understand the issue with the pitchers. I do understand, I think, but I don't know who the people are. I could care less. And it's not their place to hang pictures, first of all. Second of all, it's not their place to put beer cans and beer bottles up above people's heads. And the third thing is the plastic gun. What are they leading to on the plastic gun? What's it mean? You know, does it mean they're threatening me because I'm taking them down? Or what does it mean? You know, so whoever's doing it,
I'll just keep removing it.
yeah.
Somebody took it away from your kid and stuck it.
Yeah, no, it was all,
Is that a water gun?
yeah,
Does it work?
yeah. Maybe they'll want it back.
Does, is there a way to close off the rafter so they can't set beer bottles and stuff up there?
They'll figure something out, you know, if I put wire up there or something, then hang it off of it, you know what I mean?
I think it's there's a group that just.
Well, I got a pretty good idea who it is, but, you know how that is.
We don't have cameras.
Not down there. But, that's uncalled for anyway, you know. And it's the same person I've had to deal with, and so the plastic gun thing, you know, they may think it's a joke. I don't think it's a joke at all, you know. So it's okay. Next thing is no vehicles will be going into, especially right now, Brennan Park or Fishing Park. Okay, got everybody, because it's still wet. Dogs are still being taken into the parks. It appears to be the same people, for the most part. I still hear people saying that I talk to people down there and say, I ask them, do you see dogs in the park when you come? Oh yeah, it's a regular occurrence. Whenever they don't see me around, people bring their dogs down there, and it's the same people. So, like I said, my job is to keep the park safe. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm thinking.
You're doing exactly what we ask you to do,
That's
so
right.
just, you can't win every,
No, I,
the battle, but
You and I
hopefully
can-
we'll win the war, but we can't win every battle.
yeah, the people need to be, at least the ones that are trying to act like whatchamacallit, they need to be, they've named and, grass cutting season is upon us. So any members that really wanna be part of this, members in good standing, please pick up twigs and branches and stuff. That would be very helpful for the grass cutting starting season. Members popping gates open or dummy locking padlocks will be caught on cameras and then turned over to the board. That information turned over to the board. Because that's a common occurrence there too. This dummy lock thing, that kind of, let's see, we had some boats that were moored up at Holer Park. It appears that we have a few Facebook professionals. I will call the sheriff department if people are mooring or trespassing on properties and let them sort it out. Okay, I'm not gonna make this decision on water lines or water this or water that. They're on our property. I'm calling the sheriff for trespassing and then they can decide
Sure.
how it's gonna handle it. This crap of calling these people and then, let's see, somebody moved a rock over on a ramp, on a boat ramp, so it made it a little bit difficult. It wasn't terrible, but it was enough for somebody to complain that they can't get their boat in.
And I got to thinking about that, that probably was a lot easier to move in high water,
Yeah.
so I mean, anybody could.
Well, it didn't float over there.
No, but it's a lot easier to move it when it's in the
It
water.
would've had to go upstream too.
And that was Columbia boat ramp, right?
Yes, ma'am. The rock was removed from the boat ramp. I didn't get, thanks to Dan Ackerson for removing it with his tractor. And then, if any members on Facebook and Facebook Warriors have any issues about my job and what is required of me, please call Glenn Hunter, Terry Hester, Tommy Trammell, and Vonda Ackerson. And that goes for both sides of the name place.
Well, thank you for not putting my name on there.
Bill, I'm only getting good calls, so people appreciate that.
Well, I'm just, we get these Facebook warriors out there, you know,
Sorry.
and they just wanna do this and do this, and they think they know everything. And they don't know
I
how.
wouldn't know because I don't do Facebook, so.
Well, I keep an eye on it, because sometimes that's what people say there's an issue with one of the boats.
So any board members have any questions for Bill on this report? Okay, Bill, you pretty much take care of the maintenance, committee just because of your rounds and whatever, I know you
Yeah.
work with Tommy. Tommy, we've about exploded your budget, so where's Tommy? There he is.
He's very quiet.
So you don't have nothing to do. You have anything to report, Tommy? Okay. All right, so we'll move on into communications report.
I just have the membership, so we're now at March of 2024. The Columbia County side, we have 626 members. Suwannee County side, we have 220 members, so right now we're at a total of 846 members.
Wow.
What is the total?
846.
Thank you.
You have an idea what that was last year about this time?
We're running around the same.
About 100 more than we did before.
I'll pull it back. I think we're running about,
Oh, about the same number.
I think ours just came in a
I got you. Okay, that's pretty good.
way.
Okay,
But nothing else. She's covered the egg hunt and she's got the fish fry coming, so that's really all for now. It's been pretty quiet.
When is the fish fry?
It's
April
gonna be
It's coming
April
up
the
next week.
6th, it'll start at 12 o'clock. I need all my board members there to start frying fish that morning.
Starts at what time?
12 o'clock we'll start serving.
Okay.
Did you determine the charge?
I was gonna talk about that in a minute.
Okay, sorry.
has fish come down?
Has anything?
Okay, back on board.
Sorry.
Okay, 12 o'clock, we're gonna start feeding. Kathy Riker is gonna get the busy bees to help serve the food.
Great.
And I need any members to bring desserts that wants to bring desserts. And I was coming back from Gainesville the other day and I noticed, place where Mike Wilson sells fish or serves fish at the Catholic Church,
Mhm.
they went up to $11 on their plates.
Catholics make money.
Yeah. Well, I know, I was just saying.
Not saying that
Yeah,
badly, but
yeah,
they make money.
yeah,
They're not trying to make any money.
So we done, last year, we done $8.50 and $9.
I'd stay the same.
That's
In my recommendation,
fine.
whatever the board wants to do.
Let's say $8.50 and $9, everybody agree with that on
Which
board?
one is it?
$8.50 for children. I mean, it'd be 4 for children. I said we
I
should,
thought I was confused.
yeah, I'm confused.
Okay.
I'm not big on this, so give me a break.
So we're doing $8.50 for adults, is that what you're saying?
$8.50 or $9.
Make it even.
How about if Do I hear 15? Choose 9, so we ain't gotta count change.
Yeah, make it easy on
Nine
the
sounds
treasurer,
good.
all them quarters.
Is the board good with that? $9?
10.
So
Can
then
we have
I
one
would-
10 and a bunch of 9s? Any more 9, any more 10s?
He's still getting, trying to get
He's trying to get more money on his.
He's
Building.
He wants to order signs.
He needs to sign
So
on it.
what would you with the children?
What's, any other board members have any comment about
We
the,
need to set the 10 up before.
Yeah, and Friday at 5 o'clock, what we usually been doing.
5 o'clock Friday.
Friday for you.
Hey, not bad for that over this year, it's on a rack.
Yeah, $4 for 10 and under would be $4 and then adults are $9.
And the menu is same.
Fish, grits, puppy slaw, baked beans, sweet tea, unsweet tea, and dessert.
Kid or something, I mean, they eat a lot.
Not if they're 10 or under.
You don't have
10-year-olds will go play.
$4.
Now, last year we had codfish, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like the year before we had flounder, that was real thin.
Yeah, we didn't like the flour.
I gotta pick it up.
okay, so let's set a price that we all are happy with. What is it gonna be?
$9 for adults and 4 for children.
9 for adults and 4 for children. Are we good with that, everybody except somebody?
Except for Tommy.
Okay, so we'll do that and then it's 9 and
You can pay
9 and 4.
10.
Okay,
Some of them will just go ahead and donate that.
anything else on the fish fry? We've got, still have the guys set up for you.
Yeah.
And we'll get with you, Bill,
Yeah,
on
and I'm
supplies.
gonna order an extra thing of oil this year like you asked for last year.
Right, we were real close on that.
Oh,
Okay, I'll use some of mine.
Got too many.
We're gonna have enough people, you guys have enough people to cook them just like we always do, or, but I know.
I think we will, Sammy, would you be here?
Yes.
April
I'm
6th.
pretty
Sammy
sure
and
we
Tommy and myself and
Let's try it right now.
Mike Davis and, Tommy Matthews.
I'll be around to help. but I'm
Wayne.
cooking.
April.
Okay, we'll be cooking, we'll
April
cook.
6th.
Okay,
Steve will help, I imagine. Probably.
okay.
What's that?
All right, is that all you have on the
That's all for.
fish fry? Okay, so we'll move on to, well, we didn't really have any new business to bring up right now, unless any board member does. Chairman, you have something, or Baker?
Go ahead, Tom. Well, you go ahead. I got a motion, Mr. Chairman, that when it's appropriate and timely.
Okay.
Well, it's more of a question was, I know that we had a couple of members due to concerns of their safety, resigning.
Yes.
And I was wondering, have they sent actual letters in yet? And if not, could we start hiring a deputy for, say, the next 6 to 8 months?
That's really the pleasure of the board, if you feel I'm good to go, whatever y'all wanna do, it's a big expense.
Well, it's a-
What does it
yeah.
run?
What
does
they
it
charge
run
us,
at?
Terry?
Oh, like $120 an hour.
How much?
$125.
So if we keep our meetings to 30 minutes, that would be like,
Well, they may have a 2-hour minimum, but I mean, what I'm saying.
cheaper.
No,
62.
it's just the issues that some of the people have been having to deal with
I
throughout
think,
the.
I think primarily our issue has really only been with that one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And so, he's pretty much,
Tyler,
taking care of himself. I think we could literally, I have a thought that we might, make sure that before our meetings, the patrol, those patrols the other night had to come from Columbia City.
Right.
So that put them out at least 20-25 minutes because they were already on the case working, but
Right.
we kept working with 911 to get them here, so, but that was too long. So potentially, if whoever has this zone, who's managing this zone potentially, maybe we could put them on notice because of the activity that we've had, they could actually be in the neighborhood at 7 o'clock.
And the department I worked with, you could make that kind of a request. If there was a call, you couldn't guarantee it, but if there wasn't a call, the request would be in that area, not necessarily standing in the building, but.
Right. But that was a long way for them to have to come. I was surprised that I didn't know their zones were that tight.
I've made calls before, and you wait 30 minutes before you ever see them.
Right. So, but we made it clear to the 911 operator, the full extent of what was going on and what the potential was. So they came as fast as they could.
Yeah, so I understand what the limitations, but that's why I was just kind of wondering, because I haven't personally dealt with anybody, putting their hands on me or doing this other stuff.
Right.
But some of these other members evidently, through the other work they're doing, are being, threatened, harassed.
Correct.
And that needs to be known that that's not gonna be tolerated.
Right.
And I hate to say it, but when you start looking at expenses due to people's bad behavior, those bad behaviors are gonna have to be paid for by
All the members.
somebody, yeah.
Right.
Because evidently, if we're not doing any fining right now, which, from what I can understand, we have the authority to, the littering, violation of rules, this, that, and the other, that we could, levy fines against people, for.
I think it was, I think
it's
really
like
the other night,
keeping up with the
for one of
rules.
the attorneys to be here
Yeah,
and to actually witness and see this, because we had some very good conversations, but they are working, they are now gonna be working with the courts. We never could get there before, now it's pretty clear,
right.
as related to that. So, do you still feel that we should maybe have, hired, security here, or is there another direction we may wanna go to at least communicate before each meeting, and let them know that we have these meetings set, and that we can call?
Well, maybe we could start with the communicating, but I mean, it's, like I said, it's like the
Right,
work that volunteers are doing and the harassment that they are receiving,
absolutely.
it's gotta stop. Cause, I don't have a high tolerance for it.
Right,
My thing is, if you're gonna buy a ticket to ride, you're gonna get the ride. If you're gonna behave like that, if you're gonna disrespect everybody, you're gonna act out in the parks, you're gonna violate the rules that have been on the books for 50 years. I don't know of any rule that's been added to that board that hasn't been there from the time I got my 1980. This is what the rules are. So I know there's people that are saying, well, we make it up as we go along. It's like, maybe they don't know how to read, because it's been on the books for at least 50 years. So my thing is we're designated as an HOA, that's what the attorney said we are, the state recognizes us as that. The HOA can levy, a fine or something, so.
what I'll do is ask, maybe Bill, if that's something you might could do for us, just to make that call, to ensure that, yes, we are actually having a meeting. Not that because sometimes we have to call a meeting off or whatever, but if you could just ensure that maybe a few days before. There is a zone deputy, or, Tommy, what do you call them, zone person?
Yeah, zone, they call them districts, we call them zones.
Okay, so there is somebody in charge of the zone, and if we make them aware of that.
So you wanna call 2 days before or 1 day before?
Just so they're aware.
What I would do is let them know that we have a calendar posted and where it's posted, for the meetings. We meet the second Tuesday, and that we will also call, just to reiterate that point, and make sure that the meeting is gonna be held.
I think that if in the future, if we have to have another meeting, like, we wasn't here, so I don't really know everything that happened, just what I heard. But, a meeting of that type, maybe for that kind of meeting, we could have one here.
Yeah, we definitely should have for that one.
Well, nobody knew that somebody was gonna be,
Well, it was a person over here that wasn't even a member.
that's
So,
right.
why
Nobody
not,
knew.
we should have somebody
I don't know how
standing
he
at
got
the
here.
door, and if you're not a member, you don't even get nothing in there.
He wasn't a member?
No.
He's not a member in good standing, no.
Okay.
Maybe we should check that before we have our meetings. And if you're not a member in good standing, you don't attend.
That's been the problem because of the way the sheriff's office has been interpreting the state homeowners association rules. And so they're waiting for us to do something stupid. And so you remember, I think we all remember that they said they could not remove certain people from the park because their land purchases consider them to be a member. But now our attorneys are gonna work on the fact of member in good standing. That's the direction we're going, and they're gonna be working with the courts on that. So that will be, just what you said, sheriff's not recognizing that right now,
I got
okay?
Yeah, Mr. Lowry owns a piece of property on,
you. Right.
it's on the books as far as the county's concerned.
Right.
It does not have not listed as a well or a septic on it, but I guess there's an old camper or something there that he's supposedly been living in.
Oh, wow.
Well, nobody's filed a complaint against it, so I mean, there's no way he could be pulling that off. He's in total violation of county code, but nobody's filed a complaint, so. Okay. Are you?
My thing's been adjusted. Yeah, if we're gonna call and, like I said, if there's something out of the ordinary that comes up,
Right.
that could be contentious, yeah, I think it'd be good to have.
And I wanna say this too, that meeting the other night, very proud of the way the board and our members that were here conducted themselves. That really could have gotten out of hand. I mean, the individual, it was pretty obvious that he'd been drinking. And he wouldn't have taken much for that to get completely out of control. Then it would have really turned into something that we couldn't rub it off, if you understand what I'm saying. So I really appreciate the way the board and our members handled that. It was done very well. Okay, Mr. Trammell?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In line with what we're discussing, and until our attorneys can help us with the clarifying of our authority that we already have, and given our many and ongoing experiences with Hank Lowry, I move that we authorize our attorney to petition the court for an order that would permanently exclude Hank Lowry from all Trepo parks, ramps, and other Trepo community properties based upon his ongoing violent and disruptive behavior, and his behavior which has placed member safety at risk, and we've discussed this ad nauseum. Further, that this order includes language that would authorize law enforcement to arrest upon any violation of that order. And they can do that. It can be included in the order itself. I think we're all like Popeye. We've had all we can stand, we can't stand no more. And as Mr. Baker pointed out, the rules are no good unless we enforce them. And I know that the attorney is going to work on giving us clarifying the authority that we already have.
This might be the impetus for him to be able to push it forward.
But Hank Lowry is one, well, actually, I would tell you right now, he's the primary problem. And he's threatened people, he's assaulted people, and he's disrupted meeting after meeting. And I, for one, have had enough. So I think that's one of the things that we can hire our attorney to do until such time as we do get clarification on our authority, is to go ahead and petition the court for this order to exclude him permanently from all parks, all property, all community property. And let's keep in mind, he's not a member in good standing. He does not pay his dues. So he really can't go to these places anyway. But this would make it permanent. As far as I'm concerned, he's worn out his welcome.
Be a good first step going forward with what we've already been wanting to try to do, so.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Mr. Trammell and a second, Mr. Matthews. Any further discussion on Mr. Trammell's motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That was a lot of words, Tommy, so we may have to go back on the tape and get all that down, but I'll contact, Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Falk on that.
If you need any help, I'll be happy to.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay,
Thank you.
Just on some old business, just to let this board know, because the board, you're aware of the suit that's been filed against Trepo, Jesse Crane versus Three Rivers State Property Owners Association. Our attorney group with auto owners has filed a response to that complaint, and they are now working together with our attorneys in Gainesville, our attorneys who work for the board. Our insurance carriers are auto owners, and so auto owners is taking that case and they're managing it for us. So just to let you know, that response has been filed. So with that said, we'll move on to property owners' comments. Any property owners want to speak? John?
I have a question. Do we have any park that we can take our dogs to?
Camping and fishing.
And which park is that that's available for dogs?
Camping park
Camping and fishing.
fishing park.
What?
Camping park and fishing park.
Camping park and fishing park.
Camping
Yeah,
park's really
camping,
nice.
park, and fishing. Let me interject there. Is that on the signage?
It is.
Yeah.
Isn't it on the signage? It says that?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I've looked at the signs and they get mixed up in my head too, but we've been telling people they can go to camping park, fishing park, and even bridge park, Main reason that those parks is because they're not 100 people in them all the time, or, during the summer. But they're still supposed to be on a leash
Right.
and supposed to be controlled. But, like I was said in my report, that it's the same folks, Glenn.
Right, we understand.
The rules say that dogs must be kept on a leash, you must clean up after your pet, and the park features are.
It's fishing park.
Pull up the rules for camping real quick.
So it's camping park, fishing park, and which
We've
park?
got fishing park, we determined it, just the two. He's
Yep,
reading
fishing.
camping right now.
Camping park says pets must be on a leash,
Yes.
so, yeah, there you go.
There's a nice
More than
walkway
welcome
there now.
Yes.
What about Bridge Park, Tyler?
I'm checking Bridge Park
I
now.
don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I will.
I had someone ask me and I wanted to have the proper information.
And where are you pulling that up from the website?
From Trepo.net.
Trepo.net on the website. It's the rules for each park.
Yes.
Okay.
You can click on each park and look at the rules for that park.
Not something with pets.
Okay, so we,
No, just service dogs.
At Bridge Park,
Oh, they are.
pets are allowed on a leash at Fishham. Yeah, camping,
at
so,
Bridge Park
no,
too?
not Bridge Park.
only fishing and
service.
camping park.
Only camping and fishing.
Correct.
That's correct.
Only camping and fishing. All right. Jesse, you had something?
Well, I just noticed that there's been a lot of grievances in the last at least 5 or 6 years about the sheriff's office not doing everything they can and not being on time, and lots of complaints from the board. I was just thinking, it's an election year. We got Wally Kitchens running for sheriff. Maybe the board would like to endorse Mr. Kitchens for sheriff, and maybe we'd get a different outcome with a new sheriff.
We can't endorse anybody?
Yeah, we won't be doing any political endorsements. Thank you.
You can look at my yard, and you can see my sign.
I was gonna say the same thing.
That's all you sign.
Okay, yes, sir.
Stole my sign.
I've got something to say about the mailing of the key deal. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, but I have had the worst luck in Florida trying to mail things anywhere outside of here. 2 weeks ago, my employee mails me every 2 weeks one of those certified, if it fits, it ships things, with all my mail. It's 3 weeks out now. It's somewhere between here, Jacksonville, and Greenville, South Carolina. They have no idea where it is. Last year, I sent a certified check to Ice, North Carolina. It went to Utah twice and came back to Jacksonville and finally showed up. So people say they're not getting the keys. It's the post office. I can guarantee you it's the post office. And I'm not really sure it's this one here. These people have tried to help me here. They went and called me up and helped me out. But for to mail something and it has to go to Jacksonville, it's like where I live, it has to go to Atlanta, which is 2 hours away. Then it goes to Greenville, South Carolina, which is 3 hours away. And then it comes back to my neighbor if I mail him a letter. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no reason why the post office can't straighten this out. But
Is that why they run a budget deficit?
yes, it's a part of the government, we need to say anymore. So it's, but I've never in the world had the problems, and I've been everywhere, had stuff mailed to me. It don't get lost unless I'm down here. And I don't know if it's Jacksonville or Greenville or Atlanta, but anywhere else I go, it gets where I need it to go. And this again is those certified mail things.
Hispanics.
If they lose those, that's what I did. I sent a check to Asheville. I know, it finally came back. I went to UPS and sent it, you know. That's what I did, I went
Well,
to
I
UPS.
think what we'll do on our situation with the keys, we're through this season.
Oh, yeah.
But perhaps maybe we can debate this, and find, is there any other means that we can go? We may have to tell our members that, we can't control what the post office does. We will, and if you wanna check, maybe we can find some ways that can say, hey, they mailed out, you can call us, we'll tell you it mailed out.
I'll be glad to
Whatever
send
we can do,
another
or if we have,
$9.95.
maybe we may have an email system that can send out, say, your keys are mailed, if we have your email address. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but we can't be responsible for what the post office does.
Speaking personally, I'd be tickled to death paying us another $10 mail it to me. Yeah, send it to me,
But a lot don't.
What can you buy for
They'll fight you for
$10?
a dollar. But they'll fight you for a dollar.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The thing is, you don't need a key if you're not coming here, so if you're coming here, give them the key when you get here.
That's true.
That's what
You
I
can
do.
tell.
What about when you guys check?
Okay, so
Right here.
let's do this. Do we have anybody else? Yeah, Jesse.
One more thing. On the meeting on the 27th, y'all said that I'm suing all the members personally. So I've had a couple people call me, and like you just said, I'm suing the association and the board of directors and not the members. So maybe that'll clarify for people that watch the videos. It's not like what y'all said on the 27th where I'm suing all the members personally. That's not true. If I did that, every member would receive a summons from the sheriff's office that I'm suing them.
Well, please understand, the attorney, we let the attorney address what the complaint was and how it was filed. We did not even attempt to do any legal matters.
Yeah.
Personally, we let our attorneys handle it. However, he described it, Mr. Falk and Mr. McCarty, is exactly how it is. So you would have to take that up with our attorneys, do whatever filings you'll need to do.
They were already gone though. You guys are the ones, you're the one that said that after he was already gone that I had done that. So I was just clarifying it.
Yeah, we're not really trying, we in no way want to malign or get involved in that process. We have enough to do. So is anybody else? All right, meeting's adjourned. Wait a minute, let me have a motion though.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. For James and Charlie.
Okay, that would have been on the list.
You thought what?
You need a hand? You good?
Yeah.
Need a hand?
I got it.
Huh?
I was so nice.
Yeah.
I behaved.
Well, that's good.
You can tell.
At least we had a good, peaceful meeting.
You can tell Mike. I did not be a naughty girl.
I try to behave myself all the time.
He's going to the Knights of Columbus tonight.
He's gonna love
with
that.
With
Yeah.
Richard.
He's gonna love that comment about.
Huh?
I said you'll have to share that comment with him.
Yeah.
That was just made. Huh? He's gonna love that one. Huh? Huh? Well, you know, them Christians are always trying to make money. What did they just say the whole
Riker.
time?
Riker.
Yeah. Sure.
And Rick.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know why Riker quit?